Just after 5 a.m. on yesterday, May 5th, our units were dispatched here to this location at ArborServe, in which we found a huge pile of tree debris on fire. Crews have been working throughout the day yesterday into the night and actually continuing this morning to make sure that fire is extinguished.
Any indication what sparked it?
We don't know at this time. Again, we're focusing on actually extinguishing the fire, but we will have our investigators look at how the fire actually started.
Can you talk about some of the challenges with this? Like, why is it so difficult?
Well, the first difficult thing that we're dealing with is just the amount of debris, tree debris that's at this location. If you can imagine, it's about 60 feet high and probably stretches half of a football field, maybe 50 yards or so. So again, if you can just imagine the sheer size of it, like I said, we've been dumping water on it for almost 2 days now, and as you can see behind me, there's still a good amount of smoke coming from the pile.
I guess the challenge is how deep-seated these hotspots are. You have to go deep down to get to the flames.
Correct. Deep-seated fires are difficult to get to, and with this particular incident, with the timber being so large, we're unable to move it safely to get our guys in there to actually extinguish those flames.
What about the weather? We've had dry conditions. Is that worrisome to you? And then also we've had wind picking up this morning.
Yeah, so the good thing is we've requested the help of Georgia Forestry, so they should be en route here shortly to help us out and actually build a break around the entire pile of debris. The action plan that we're actually going with now is that we're moving all of the unburned mulch and things that are beside the actual burning pile and getting it removed from the property to lessen the risk of anything else burning here.
Are any other buildings in danger or fire?
So luckily, we've been able to contain that fire to just the pile. Building that break with Georgia Forestry would definitely help with that, but no buildings are in danger as we are speaking.
Can you explain what that is, that building what Georgia Forestry is going to do?
So Georgia Forestry is going to assist with building a break, which means they bring in equipment and they actually break up the land from where the fire, in between the fire and where things are unburned. They build a break, meaning they tear out any foliage that could possibly burn as a result of the fire that's already happening.
How long is it out here battling this? How much longer will it take?
Well, so we are expecting that this will be an extended incident, being that this will burn for possibly weeks. So we have built out a plan right now to actually, again, extinguish the flames that we can right now, and then I can only believe that we'll come and monitor this over the coming weeks to make sure that it hasn't extended past our extinguishment.
How many firefighters have you been rotating in and out over the course of the last day or so?
Yeah, so the plan right now, we have 7 fire units here presently. We've been rotating them out throughout the night, usually letting them work about 3 or 4 hours and rotating them out with other units within the county.
Do you think this roadblock is going to continue for weeks then?
Possibly. The roadblock could be here for some time. As you can see, we have hose stretched across the roadway to access water from the hydrant, so it very well may be an extended roadblock as well.
Then what do you want the public to know in this area? People who work or live and they're seeing the smoke, what do they need to know?
Yeah, know that we are working to put out the fire, and you may see or smell smoke for some time because of the burning debris.
Any health hazards to those that might be suffering any type of respiration problem?
Well, luckily in this location and the way that the wind is blowing, there aren't any residents in this immediate vicinity, mostly a business district here. So I don't think there will be any health concerns at this time, but if you do see smoke close to your home, make sure you stay inside.
We see a lot of smoke and smolder, but has there been any flames here to be visible?
Not today, so we're happy to say that we, again, have it contained. Again, those deep-seated fires are still burning, but no flames have come up from the actual debris since we've been putting water on it.
Have you talked to the owner of the facility?
We are in contact with the owner, yes, and they have been very cooperative on getting equipment here, and actually the equipment you see moving behind us is actually their equipment. They're assisting us on getting some of the unburned debris moved, so it won't burn.
sorry, what does this business do?
So this is an arbor service. It's called Arbor Serve. What they do is they go around and they remove trees from either businesses or homes, and obviously they store those here and they make mulch. So what's burning today is just a large pile of tree debris.
Any calculations on how many gallons per minute you're pouring on this?
It's a good question. I wish I had a calculator. I would say several. This is a huge operation that needs a lot of water, and again, we will be out here for some time putting water on this fire and hoping that it gets extinguished quickly.
Yeah, I wanted to know if pulling that much water for that long will have any effect on the pressure in the general facility.
It's a good question. That's more of a water department question. I would only say yes from my own brain, but I'm not really certain. Again, we are pulling water from multiple sources, so the key thing is that we get this fire extinguished.
But you'll have a continued presence out here as long as this thing is burning.
For the most part, until we deem that it's stable. And the fire, we don't have any threat of it jumping to other foliage or any other structures or anything like that. So, but it will be monitored for weeks on end, I would imagine.
We're supposed to get a lot of rain tonight, I guess, into tomorrow. Is that, I would suspect, a good thing?
Well, we're hoping that Mother Nature helps us out. That's the goal. We've heard that it's supposed to rain overnight. That would be a great help. But again, we'll just have to monitor as time goes forward.
Are they clearing to move some of the fuel out, or are they selling? They're still in business today?
No, so the operation that you see behind me happening is that they are moving the unburned debris away from the burning debris, so we won't have any further issues.
Now, do we know from the initial start of this, how were you all alerted to this fire? Was it by workers there, passerbys, what?
I'm not certain at this point how we were actually alerted about this fire. As you can see, it's pretty close to the street. I can only imagine that somebody may have been riding by and saw it. It was massive at the time when we arrived. So that's a very good possibility that a passerby may have called it in.
About how many men or fire personnel are you having here on the job to extinguish the fire during shifts?
Yeah, so right now we have 7 units out here. That's approximately 15 individuals using various hand lines as well as apparatus to actually extinguish the flames.
Anything else important about this that you'd like to add?
All right, you've been listening to DeKalb County Fire Captain Jason Daniels briefing reporters on that big fire burning at Arbor Serve in Lithonia. It's a company that removes trees from homes, converts it to mulch. And this has been burning for more than 24 hours right now. You've been looking at our aerials here. Thankfully, no threat to homes or any businesses there in the area. In fact, JoJo, our fantastic photojournalist out there, asked a great question of whether there are any health concerns for folks with respiratory issues. And Captain Daniels said, no, thankfully it's an industrial area, not residential, so no concern right now to people who might live in and around there. But here's the big headline that came out of this news conference. This fire expected to burn for weeks. They've been dousing this thing with water for more than 24 hours right now, and there is still a lot of smoke. He described it as being about half a football field long, this pile of trees, and about 50 feet high. So, I mean, you could imagine just how much they have their work cut out for them there. So they're going to be monitoring it for as long as they need to. The street closures in that area also could last for days on end. So that story far from over, but we were happy to bring you that breaking news update, a live news conference there from Captain Jason Daniels from DeKalb County Fire.